Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 3. This is the semifinals of the Team Liquid Legacy Star League Qualifier number 5. The second to last qualifier, just today and tomorrow, folks. Although I guess today's qualifiers are technically already over. They've all been played, I think.
Yeah, but...
So, tomorrow will be the last chance if you want to qualify for our first season of the TLS. But don't worry, there'll be more tournaments later on. Even if you don't. So, do not fret. But, more importantly, we're in game number 3 of a best-of-3 series. That means whoever wins this game goes on to the finals and qualifies for the TLS.
Yes, it does indeed. So, will it be G5 or ZerGbOy? Both of these guys proving their mettle time and again. But, yeah, this is going to be, once again, pretty intense stuff. In those previous games, both of them were a bit one-sided. Game 1, G5 making a really stupid error to actually dump him out of it. But then Game 2 coming straight back in with a nice game plan, and ZerGbOy just didn't really have any answer for it. So maybe these guys are going to sort of meet in the middle a bit here for this one and kind of really slug it out. I don't know.
Yeah, well, whatever the case may be, I hope we keep the TLS tradition and have Protoss beating Zerg.
You know what? I hope that too. Let's all hope that.
And by tradition, I mean we have 6 Zergs qualified.
Yeah.
Anyways.
We just made that tradition about 5 minutes ago, if you were here.
Yes, let us establish it now. Starting from now, it's a tradition.
Yeah. First moment.
Alright, so here we go. Game number 3, the deciding game between G5 and ZerGbOy. Starting now. Alright, here we are in game number 3. At the top right, as the white Zerg, we have ZerGbOy. And the bottom right, as the yellow Protoss, we have G5.
Do indeed. This time getting no crazy drone action in the early game. All the drones setting straight to work, doing their thing, just as nature intended. Not there's anything natural about Zerg.
I was just gonna say, Elegant, nature, Zerg?
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Dude, when was the last time you went out for a walk in the park and you saw a Zergling? Right? I'm just saying. Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. Well, not really cool because they'd freak me out like hell, but I don't think I'd quite believe what I was seeing. It would be some weird StarCraft adult dream I was having.
Hey man, the other day I was walking down the street and I could have sworn I saw In Control on the other side of the street. So yeah. if I can see In Control walking down the street, you could probably see a Zergling. I'm just saying. Yeah,
that's probably true since nobody looks quite like In Control. And no, it could just be like a really mangy, crazy dog that I could mistake for a Zergling with my weird StarCraft brain. It could happen.
I mean, that's really basically what a Zergling is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really messed up dog, which kind of kills stuff.
By the way, we have a one-base play from G5. What?
Oh, we do. Sick.
Oh, man,
okay,
is he gonna make scouts? Yeah. Dude, all right. One of G5's most famous games is that he beat, I think, Go Rush with scouts, like in PvZ. Which should not happen because scouts are supposed to like be terrible. But G5's like, you know what? I'm G5. I'm a wizard. So he actually beat Go Rush with scouts. And I really hope he does it this game because that would be amazing. Scouts
are great. Scouts, once you get kind of a good mass of scouts, actually not too bad. And if you get the scout movement upgrade, then they actually got some halfway decent speed as well. Before that, they're expensive, they're slow, and they're just awful. I mean, really, really bad. So in order to get a scout build off its feet, you've got to do a lot of survival before you can really get anywhere. We do actually have a 2-gate happening here. It's not like a super early 2-gate, so I'd imagine there's some kind of cunning follow-up play, but it is a 2-gate nonetheless. Interesting that he has chosen it for it to be in his main. So presumably there is definitely a follow-up. This isn't kind of an all-in 2-gate. So yeah, G5's got a longer game plan behind
This is a super old school. I mean, 2-gate used to be the standard for PvZ, but that was like 5 years ago, or even longer perhaps. Nowadays, nobody does this anymore, basically, unless you want to kind of throw off your opponent as part of a long series. But yeah, this might not work so well because Zerg's gone for an early pull. He's got speed on the way already. He's got 6 Zerglings out. The probe is just now going to see it. But you know, this kind of build, I don't know. G5 just might be the kind of player who can make it work. You know, Noni actually was very well known for his 2-gate opening in PvZ. I think Day9 talked about it on several occasions where, you know, he's like, I could never beat Noni's 2-gate with my Zerg. So yeah, this could be very, very interesting. The funny thing is, though, when you do this kind of thing, I prefer it if you make both gateways at the natural to kind of help make a wall. But in this case,
oh, that's an unnecessary risk. What is he doing with these zealots? He must have. Did he even not see the Zerglings as they came out? This is ridiculous.
He's leaving. What?
What is he doing?
Well, he's got 2 more zealots coming out. 2 zealots will actually kill the 6 Zerglings, though, if he micros them properly. Oh man, and they're actually about to come out, so this could actually be a really good idea. And look at this, he's forced a sunken colony in his opponent's base because this could actually just be a base race. But it's fine because 2 zealots is fine, and probes are good. Yeah, but the micro, those are speedlings. Those aren't just normal Zerglings, and they're already able to catch themselves 1 probe and another probe maybe going down here as well. No, it's going to be limited to 1 probe kill for now. These zealots need to be micro perfectly, and there are 3 zealots waiting up at his opponent's ramp, at ZerGbOy's ramp. I don't think that's going to be enough for him to be able to push all the way into the main, especially not if he takes one of them home. Micro error right there from G5, and he's having to micro it back at home as well. He might, oh no, losing more probes, losing 1, 2 more probes. He's going to have to do a lot better than that if his economy is going to stay in decent shape. He's getting his cybernetics core up as well. I'm not quite sure why he chose to move out with all those zealots right there. That's a little bit. Don't lose probes, G5! Don't lose probes! He needs to just keep his zealots in the mineral line, not lose probes, and get a Dragoon out, and that Dragoon will stop these Zerglings because it can just shoot them from range. No. And also, he just needs to hold the ramp at his opponent's base right now, which is exactly what he's doing, and not let him out. Because right now, the Zerg is stuck on 1 base, so as long as the Zerg is still on 1 base, and this game keeps going, G5 will win the game. Like, Zerg 1 base is not going to win against Protoss 1 base, but these 4 Zerglings are the only thing that's really keeping the Zerg in this game right now, so G5 just needs to stop these Zerglings from doing any more damage, and he'll be good to go. Yeah, he absolutely does, and it looks like he's pretty much got this stabilized, and he's going to be able to be quite cost-effective on his opponent's ramp as well. ZerGbOy's going to have to invest quite a lot of his lings into actually breaking out, because when you're fighting against a ramp, even if it's your own ramp, it doesn't matter. It's still a great position for Zealots to be in, and it looks like he's going to lose a good number of the lings in G5's main. He does take quite a few hits, and ZerGbOy's lings are all but useless right now. They're so low on hit points. The probes could probably finish them off at this stage, to be honest, but it looks like they're going to throw a couple more probe kills. Oh my god, G5 being way more careful. That is a serious loss for our Protoss player, and still anything could happen. Oh man, losing a few more probes than I need to. A lot of links coming down now, but a nice double zealot block on that ramp and a Dragoon behind it will make sure that no amount of Zerglings will break that, I don't think. He's going to try and poke up here, but with 2 Dragoons behind, not really going to have a chance here. More links coming up, but now finally going to get his expansion. He did build a 3rd hatchery in his main, but look at this drone count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drones on minerals in the main base. That is it. So even though he killed a ton of probes, G5 still got a way better saturation than the Zerg right now. And, you know, he's got his 2 gateways pumping right now. He's got a good number of zealots. Got to be very, very careful, though, because with these speedlings, even if his force is superior in a head-on engagement, the Zerg can very easily just run around him and go into the main. Yeah, I'm surprised, but G5, well, I say surprised, I'm not surprised that G5's played this smartly, but I'm surprised that actually worked. But this has actually worked out really quite well for G5. If he'd have been a bit more on it with his micro back at home, then imagine his probe saturation right now, he'd be laughing. So, well, I'm not quite sure he's not making probes either. He really needs probes. He might be going for an all-in push, though. He does have the Zealot leg speed coming in. It looks like he's actually cutting probes. I don't know if he even needs to do this. Oh, man, it's quite funny, because ZerGbOy actually assumed that G5 would go for an attack and kind of hit his Zerglings on the side, and was like, I'll run into the main now. And then all the units were still there, so that didn't quite work out. But yeah, I agree with you. That's kind of weird. And look at this, an Evolution Chamber coming up. Is he going to get, like... He's getting Burrow! He's gonna upgrade his Zerglings, borrow them. Oh my god, this is so sick! ZerGbOy, that is amazing. He's gonna borrow his lings, he's gonna wait for the Protoss to move out, and he's gonna have the sickest burrow all over the Zealots, or maybe backstab the main. I don't actually know what he's gonna do with it, but this is awesome. Wow, I mean, I want G5 to win, but I kind of want the Zerg to win too, because this build is so cool. Oh, it's gonna be amazing. Superb. This is superb. This could be really, really brutal. I don't know if he actually has the link count, though. The link count might not even be enough despite Burrow, but the Burrow doesn't even come into effect because the Protoss forces are at his gates already. Will this be enough Zealots? I think this might just be enough Zealots to deal with those Zerglings. The Zerglings are forced to rout, and he's going to have to keep producing more. He doesn't have time to drone at all. He does just about managed to hold the first wave, but the reinforcements are coming in. This is going to be a very, very close engagement right now. G5 looks like he is going to take it, though, and he is going to be able to seize back control of ZerGbOy's natural expansion. And this is bad for ZerGbOy. G5 just posturing around in the natural right there. Go,
go. Okay, Zealot speed kicks in, so now he's going to have a serious advantage positionally against those Lings, and he's blocking the ramp with 2 Zealots, and this is bad for ZerGbOy. He needs that natural expansion, otherwise he's going to be in so much trouble.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he should do. Block the ramp, kill the natural, and he's fine. He doesn't need to go crazy and attack the main. He's even going to get an Overlord for free too, which is going to be really bad. Ah, you should kill the Overlord. Kill the Overlord. What are you doing? He's going to kill the Overlord. Yo, one random Zergling runs back into G5's main. He's actually got a Templar Archives now. He's going to make DTs. He's not going to make DTs, but it doesn't really matter. I think either way, G5 has got this game locked down here, barring any crazy circumstances. But there is the Burrow. I think he's just gonna wait for G5 to move up. I think maybe he should have borrowed a little bit further back in range of the Sunken, because the Sunken's quite far back. What? G5's probably so confused. He's like, where the hell are all the units?
I think that
the Burrow does nothing. It does nothing. Oh, 6 stack though. Nice drone stack. I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters either, but nonetheless, that is very, very weird from ZerGbOy. It's like he had this plan which he had the chance to execute. He had everything in position, even though he was already in quite a terrible situation, but he just didn't really do it. And now he's going to have to lose all of his Zerglings, and he's going to lose his main as well. This is going to be GG for ZerGbOy. He might be able to hold on for the moment, but his time is very, very limited in this game right now. I think this might even be the final wave of units, but it looks like G5 might just be repelled for now, but the speed zealots are only coming in 2 at a time. G5 is really living on the edge with this push. He committed. This is commitment to your strategy, guys. And
Lucky boy! GG!
GG. That should be the new tradition. Shout whatever is said at the end of the game. Doesn't matter if it's GG or not. Shout it.
Oh man, lucky boy. Guys, I told you, G5, he dropped the first game just so he could do the 2-1 victory. Yes, Protoss.
I love how happy you are about this, but yes, G5 showing his quality, ZerGbOy showing that he doesn't lose too well. It was a decent game, and G5 definitely played it smartly. And ZerGbOy, he had something good in his mind, but just didn't quite execute it properly. He was on the edge of making a really, really cool strategy work for him there, but it just didn't quite pan out.
Yeah, and I think, you know, also going for the early pull against the 2-gate, even though he had the speed, he was off 1 hatchery for a very long time, so he didn't really have the larva count to like make a lot of Zerglings, as well as have drones as well. So he was kind of in a bit of an awkward position. He's like, oh, well, he's got 2 gates of Zealot, so it's actually hard for my Zerglings to do that much damage. Like, he did a good job. He sniped a lot of probes, but in the end, even if you're sniping probes, just because you don't have the larva count, you can't make drones anyway, so it's not like your economy's better than his, even if you kill probes.
Absolutely. I mean, he was killing probes to keep himself in the game, not to win it.
Exactly.
He would have had to kill so many to actually have that game in a winning position. But even then, G5 was only producing off 2 gateways. I mean, it wasn't huge in terms of how he could reinforce that push. So if he'd have been a little bit too careless or fucked up his position play, excuse my French, then he could have easily lost the game right there.
It's okay, Elegant. Your accent is so cool that like nobody actually doesn't.
Well, it bails me out of tough situations, doesn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, can't tell you the situations this accent's got me out of.
Whew. So, congrats to G5. He does advance to the finals 2-1, and that means he does qualify for the TLS. Yeah, and so that means we have another semifinal. Hey! So we can see who's going to be playing. The other semifinal is going to be another PvZ. It's going to be SJ Napoleon versus DeWalt. Now, Napoleon, by the way, is actually a race picker. He doesn't play ZVZ, he plays TVZ. So in this case, I think even if he advances, I'm okay with that because he'll just play Terran.
Yeah. Because we need more Terrans and more processes. The only thing we don't need more of is Zerg. This is the deal right here, guys. We're not, well, we are naturally biased against Zerg, of course, but we're not that naturally biased against Zerg. It's just that it was looking like an absolute Zerg v Zerg fest, and that's, you know, we're good, but can we hold down good viewership in a Zerg v Zerg tournament?
Actually, I just realized that no matter which of these players advances, it won't increase the number of ZVZs, so
great.
We can actually be mostly unbiased in the next match.
Cool.
All right.
Not that that's going to happen, but yeah.
We'll still cheer for Protoss. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the other semifinals. Don't go anywhere, guys.
Awesome.